Day 15. We've been gone from home for 1 month today.
Yeah.
And we're at mile 218 on the PCT. We stayed at the Whitewater Preserve last night. Tony got off trail and now he's headed back out. Next pickup's estimated at mile 250. We both just going past the snake.
Red black friend of Jack. It's not venomous.
Is it dead? Oh, it ain't dead. It ain't moving. Pretty. Trying to get away from us. He's not very, his coloring is really dull.
It was good enough. We didn't see it.
Yeah, true. That's what I'm saying. It blended in with the rocks. Well, another day 3 in a row. You've seen a snake, babe. First little Whitewater River crossing. There's a couple of these spots. Sexy legs. You got a tan. Actually got a signal right here. We're in the riverbed of the Whitewater River. Headed back to PCT. Trail said it was half a mile from the preserve. Ooh, yeah. Nice little river. Came where it was a little bit. I'm bugging out.
Alright, see you tomorrow. Whatever.
Have a good one.
Gotta keep it close to where you're at. Okay. Day 15.
It was about a 5-mile drive back here to the preserve. Whitewater Preserve is the name of it. And you can see the big green trees, so you know there's water around. And then all of a sudden, you start seeing all the palm trees too. So 29 Palms really is not that far from here, and neither is Joshua Tree National Park. Little ponds, catching the water, running down from Whitewater. I camped right at the bottom of that cliff right there last night. It's pretty ponds of water. I don't know. They don't allow fishing. Super clear. Just got through talking to the ranger, trying to figure out what kind of snake that was we saw. He wasn't sure either. Showed him the video and he said he thought it was some form of king snake, but he wasn't sure.
Alright, I just left Leisha back at the Whitewater Preserve. Crossed the Whitewater River down there in that bottom. I'm back up here now to the sign. It points in the directions of PCT and all the other subsequent trails that are out of this little area. And I'll be headed back that direction, northbound, towards Mission Creek. I'm gonna try to make mile 235 today. I can't. Gonna have some elevation and gonna have about 20 plus creek crossings at Mission Creek, so it's gonna slow things down. We'll see how it goes. But I will see you down trail and see you outside on day 15 PCT. Well, this was my next crossing of the Whitewater River, and this was a little more sporty than this morning. Trail came out center of the screen over there by that brown post. The water was pretty deep, pretty swift, so I had to walk all the way up here. And I did find some rock piles that some hikers had left, kind of marking a safer way. And so this is where I crossed. I crossed at this island here, and then I came across here, and then there's a follow-up marker. And then if I look over there, center of the screen is another brown post, which kind of marks the trail off for me. So probably should have waited for the hikers to be here because it is pretty swift, but I haven't seen anybody behind me, and the three ladies that were in front of me were just doing a day hike. They've already pulled off the PCT, and I kind of need to get on down the road. So hopefully I'll catch up to some hikers by the time I get to Mission Creek. We'll see how it works out. I will see you outside.
Busy, a lot of people here. Headed down to Banning and then up to Big Bear. TBone checked in. He said he had a pretty sketchy second water crossing. So he sees some hikers he's trying to catch up to. I hope he's able to. The Jacinto Mountain here, and the next one we'll be looking at when we go north will be the San Jorginho Mountain. Here's I-10. I'm headed west.
Well, this morning I came up that valley down there, crossed White River, came up the valley, crossed the White River again, right there at the center of the frame, and then followed the trail all the way up here into this box canyon. And then it follows up over the top. Then I'm assuming on the other side somewhere I'm gonna run into Mission Creek. Well, from here, you got a really good view of the San Jacinto. And then over here, San Jorginho, I think is how you say it.
Only like at 4,000 elevation probably. Still got to go up 4 more. Or 2 more, I guess, I think. Crazy driving. 20-mile-per-hour curves. Non-stop. All while going up in elevation. Too little snow. This is where the ski resort is. Snow Valley Ski Resort.
Well, down there is Mission Creek. I'll skirt the top rim of this, go down that spur over there, a bunch of switchbacks, and then get down there in that creek bottom, and then follow that creek bottom all the way up into the elevation up there, and hopefully find that campsite at about mile marker 235 this evening for a lot of water crossings back and forth on Mission Creek. That'll be interesting to see how slow that makes my trail, but water sounds good. I can hear it all the way up here, so we'll see you down there. All right, about 2 in the afternoon. I just did my first river crossing on Mission Creek, and I'm headed Nobo up this valley. I'll have to cross this creek a bunch of other times before I get out of this bottom, but I was able to filter some water, eat a little lunch, and I've got about 8 miles that I'd like to get done before dark. Get to a little higher elevation campsite. So as you can see, we're going up there from down here, so we'll have to kind of gauge how the elevation takes the wind out of our sails, especially after having to cross the water back and forth so many times. But I think everything will be all right. This is kind of what it looks like here in the Mission Creek Valley, going up in elevation. I've already crossed this creek 4 times in the last hour. I'm getting ready to cross it the 5th time. Cool water, cools off your feet. It's not anything yet that's been out of control, so I might actually be able to walk across that log right there. But anyway, I will continue to show it as it comes.
Getting close. I think Tony's on the other side of that mountain chain. Big Bear Lake, here we come. Fabulous evening on Big Bear Lake. Look how pretty it is, the sun shining on those houses and the water. It's been a nice evening. I just parked right along the lake. I'm gonna boondock here tonight. It is beautiful, but man, it was a trek to get here. I feel like that was the most 20-mile-per-hour curves I've ever been around. Heard from T-Bone, he made it to mile 232. He's trekking along. I think that'd have been about 14 miles, but it's a lot of elevation. And then tomorrow he has to go up to 8,000 elevation, and I think he's like at 4,000 and something. So it's gonna be a big hike for him tomorrow.